So we talked about the reflection using SEAL on your experience that you had in presenting to a large audience. Can you tell us a little bit about what those skills that we've identified look like in the workplace? So just to recap, we talked about your communication skills and your confidence, your preparation or organisational skills, and also initiative. What do you think they look like in a workplace context?
Well, I'm going to become a secondary teacher once I graduate. And I definitely think confidence and communication are key for that career. Definitely communicating with the children. I think it's necessary to make sure that your ideas are being communicated clearly. And also, when you're standing in front of a bunch of teenagers, you definitely need to have confidence in being able to manage their behaviour. But also not just with the students, I think with other teachers as well, because I think as a new teacher just starting out, I'll be facing many challenges that I've never come across before. So I definitely think that I've learnt that confidence also means the confidence to ask for help. And if I need to walk into, say, the principal's office or my mentor's office and ask them a question, I think it's really important that you're using your communication and your communication skills and your confidence to do that, because if I ask for help and I know what the problem is and I know the outcome that I would like to get from the interaction that I'm about to have, if I walk into the office with confidence and can articulate my ideas, I think that's going to be really useful. In preparation, obviously being a teacher, there's going to be a lot of preparation for lesson plans. Definitely, I think I'll be trying to prepare as much as I can before going into my classes when I just start out, because that also helps with the confidence. If you know how you want the lesson plan to go, if you have backup ideas, then you can't really go too wrong, hopefully. And definitely, I think with initiative, there's going to be so many obstacles that I will face that I didn't even think were possible, that I probably wouldn't even think of. And these could be things to do with the children and their learning styles. I might have a child who has a problem with their behaviour. So I definitely think taking the initiative to address that problem and going to somebody like a mentor or a head teacher or something like that, or just sort of finding a way to help that child or help the situation rather than just passing it by. So I definitely think that will help me when I'm a teacher as well.
So it's really important with the SEAL process to not only do that reflection on learning, but also to connect the skills that you identify that you've learnt from that experience to what they would look like in the workplace. So do you think, even though you've talked about communication in a classroom or communication with colleagues, teaching colleagues, the experience that you had in giving a presentation to a large audience and also when you went on your internship, do you think you can see how those skills that you developed in a different context would be replicated in the workplace, and see how that learning helped you with that, even though it's not exactly the same situation?
Yes, definitely. I think those kind of skills are transferable skills. So it doesn't matter what context, it doesn't matter what situation, because you're going to draw something from each one and use all of those skills interchangeably, especially with confidence, I think.
So you'll be drawing on some of those strategies that we talked about that you used in that difficult situation when you're facing similar challenges in the workplace. So you talked about sometimes you get a bit nervous and it helps if you're better prepared and things like that. So do you think you'll be able to draw on those things when you go into the workplace and think about the situation you were in when you're at university and how that's helped you as you go into the workplace one?
Yes, definitely. With the example of the presentation that I gave in front of a large audience, I think that just having that experience and knowing how you react to the pressure, to the nerves, knowing what you do to solve your problems. I know how I like to be prepared. I know the things that I need to do in order to feel confident to be able to walk into a classroom full of children.
That's great. Thank you.